Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. How are you all doing? I am excited because today I originally had a list of champions that were victims of power creep to a kind of video like that to do. But then as I went down the list of these epic champions, I thought to myself, non-void by the way, we're just going to go like old school, the base 3 affinities too, even though I guess void is also old school, but it just so happened that most of the champions were all non-void and champions that I actually stand by. Rather than focusing on the negative, let's talk about champions who are old school champions in this game, epic rarity, who I still absolutely love in various areas of the game. Sure, new additions have been added to the game, but these champions still got what it takes, in my opinion. I'll also show you how I built these champions. Now, of course, there are champions that I won't mention who are still amazing, who are OG champions, but these are champions I personally have maxed out and I still use inside the game on today's list. So let's go ahead and get things started. By the way, actually, as I'm looking for my first champion, I want to thank you guys for the recommendation. I started Better Call Saul. I asked you guys for TV show recommendations, and I have to say it took me maybe about 3, 4 maybe episodes to get into it, but I'm actually starting to get into it. So thank you guys for the recommendation. It's a pretty good show. I did watch Breaking Bad back in the day as well. So anyway, let me know. Always very, very welcome to your TV, book, whatever recommendations, podcast, you name it. I'm a big audiophile. I'm a big mediaphile, I should say. So anyway, guys, starting out, let's start with some controversial champions here, guys, and go with Zargala.
Want to do another one?
Yeah.
No. You feel good, right? So take a break.
So Zargala is a very interesting choice to lead off this video. She's not an obvious choice because some people are down on Zargala, right? Some people don't think she's as good as she used to be. There's a lot of decreased defense champions added to the game, a lot with a 3-turn cooldown. She does have a very dependable because it hits 3 times. And after the first hit, she has a 75% chance times 2 to land that decreased defense. And then, especially for Doom Tower normal difficulty, she smacks those waves, guys. She still puts out a tremendous amount of damage. She's still great in Orc faction crypts as well. She's still great in Dragon. The Devastate on a 2-turn cooldown, if she kills a target, boom, instantly activates that 3-time AoE attack with the decreased defense. Zargala, in my mind, is still a tremendous champion. I have her in Helm Smasher as a tier 6 option because, again, I want to get a lot of damage against other champions versus bosses, specifically from my Zargala. So big fan of Zargala still, despite some people definitely souring on her. Next up is going to be Doom Priest. You guys know I am one of the biggest fans, if not the biggest fan of Doom Priest out there. She's the champion that I use the most in the game, including legendaries, maybe with Lydia being kind of on the same amount of teams overall. But either way, maybe Kymar too, but she's right up there because I use her against like 5 Doom Tower bosses, guys.
What about us? What about all the times you said you were these?
I have her in a Relentless set. I have her with War Master, I'm sure, as a tier 6 mastery. And guys, I mean, Relentless is amazing on her if you have it. If not, you know, build her fast, put a shield set on her, give her extra utility to keep your team alive. But on this bolster passive, heals all allies by 7.5% of their HP and removes one random debuff from the start of this champion's turn. You can see the obvious synergy with the Relentless set there because more turns, ergo, more debuffs removed. Thank you very much, Doom Priest. You have been amazing, especially with the advent of Doom Tower to the game. So that is 2. Let's cover an obvious one here, Mausoleum Mage, man. Isn't it weird? Is it just me? Or was Mausoleum Mage like in the very early days of Raid, right? No one really recognized how, I shouldn't say nobody, not many people recognize how good this dude is. I feel like the word is out on him and he's still incredibly good. He is the kind of quintessential partner of Seer in those nuke comps, but even without Seer, he's great. He has a cleanse and a heal on his A3. On his A2, he's got increased crit rate, increased crit damage, block debuffs for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown, and then on his A1, he has decreased speed, which a lot of people forget about as well. 50% chance, not bad at all for an A1. He's also fast. He's got 104 base speed. He's got a decent amount of HP. For that reason, I put him in a shield set, and again, synergizes well with a Karma Burn for extra buffs to then remove from the team. Man, Mausoleum Mage is just a beast. I have War Master on him. Make sure you pick up Lasting Gifts. Nice synergy on that 82 with Lasting Gifts Mastery. So that's champion number 3, of course, no brainer in Mausoleum Mage. As I mentioned, I didn't include any voids just because there were so many champions anyway who I love. Skullcrusher, another obvious one because he's the only non-legendary in the game, guys, that has counterattack. Counterattack for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Also has a really good ally protect, one of the best buffs in the game, best support buff in the game, right alongside strengthen, probably better than strengthen, you could argue. He has the unkillable on himself. He has the ally protect on a 3-turn cooldown, and then he can get some of that HP back because I have him in lifesteal set as well. So I like Skullcrusher, especially for either Fire Knight, but more importantly or more commonly seen inside Clan Boss with that lifesteal set on him, guys. And we have War Master. We also have Deterrence and Retribution in terms of our mastery choices. I'll show you the entire tree here. Really love going down the defense tree for obvious reasons on Skullcrusher. He's not landing any debuffs except for his decrease, or his heal reduction, excuse me, and I'm not that concerned. As a matter of fact, against a clan boss, I'd rather him not land that, so I'm building him with low accuracy if I can. So that's champion number 4. Let's go down, let's see if I can just do this whole thing by memory here.
If I can just do this whole thing by memory.
And the memories bring back your
Number 5 is going to be Jarek. Man, he could be the most underrated epic in the game. He really could. The word is kind of out there on him. I use him in a Guardian set where it observes 10% of all damage dealt to allied champions and then heals by 10% every turn. That's a great, it's a hard set to get, but it's really, really effective on your support champions like Jarek. On his A1, he has a decreased attack. Love to see it. On his A2, ally protect and increased defense on a 4-turn cooldown. And then his passive, man, Sheltering Scales. Continuous heal, places a continuous heal buff, the big version, on one ally for 1 turn whenever an ally loses 20% of their max HP in 1 hit. What a great healer he is because of this ability. He's great too in Doom Tower against a few bosses and against the Lizard Men epic floor. Obviously, he's my carry in that floor. So he's still a very, very, very good support champion. He's a great aura too. 33% HP in all battles. That's legendary-esque, guys. I have War Master and Lasting Gifts on him. Try to extend the duration and get more heals out of that continuous heal, and of course the increased defense, ally protect again, and the Guardian, man, I love having Guardian on him. Just gotta be careful, gotta make sure we keep him alive as well, because he's absorbing 10% of damage dealt to allies, and he's has the ally protect on top of that. So I have him and I have Ursaga Warcaller are my 2 favorite champions right now that I have built in Guardian sets. Right next door we have Seeker. Seeker, I mean Batman, right? He is Batman. It's Seeker, guys. Seeker masteries, War Master, Retribution as well, counterattack if you're using him in a Batman or Bat Eater unkillable clan boss team. Very good champion, specifically for the arena, specifically for clan boss. We can use him on other areas as well as a provoke on the A1, on the A2, increase attack, boost turn meter by 30%, and grants an extra turn. Thank you very much, Seeker. You are a stud. Those are his only 2 active abilities, and then his passive is heals his champion by 20% and places an increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. When he's hit with a critical hit, that's it.
Yeah, boy.
The downside is it is a 5-turn cooldown, but that's great to have that built-in increased defense on your first hit, especially for the arena. Speaking of arena, he has defense in arena battles by 30%, a great arena mastery choice for Seeker. Hey, we're just going to go right in a row here because next up is Allure. I have 1 Allure, not even with masteries. She doesn't even need masteries to be effective in the way that I use her. I like double Allure on some of my teams. I run double Allure on Fire Knight 25 as well. Not necessary, but it's fun to do. Really, really good champion. Allure is really, it's all about her A1, her Psychic Whip ability. 3 times that random decrease the target turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. That is tremendous, right? We're getting a 75% turn meter manipulation. It works incredibly effective, even against, you know, the higher stage dungeons and against the Doom Tower bosses. She is, this A1 makes her really, I mean, the rest of her kit is, it's kind of whatever. She has a double time hitter on Temptation. That's cool. Some people put her in a stun set. I just have her, you know, an accuracy set. That's all I have on her right now. But on the A3, I actually turn off sometimes the A3 and just go with the A2 and the A1 because I like that turn meter even against non-bosses, although it's mostly used or known to be used against bosses. Because she does have a 3-hitter on her A1, we go with Giant Slayer Mastery on Allure. She's one of the only epic champions that I built 2 of. I built multiple Allures because she's that good. Can run 2 on the same team. Next up, I told you guys we're just going to go right in order here. Gorga, man. Gorga's a champion that I was really late to the game on, right? Kind of like Doom Priest. I was like, okay, what? He's got a turn meter fill, a weak turn meter fill on the A2, increase attack, kind of whatever. He's got what? A removal, buff removal on the A1, but really animate, guys. Revives any dead ally with 25% H. It's an AoE revive with the heal of 25%. It's not the best revive in the game. It's not. And back in the day, you know, when there wasn't as many epic revivers, sure, he was a little bit more valuable, but he's still a tremendous support champion. You're not going to regret investing in a champion like Gorga, in my opinion, guys. And I actually built him really late into the game, specifically to be my reviver on a secret room in Doom Tower. And he was quintessential to my success on that team. If I didn't have Gorga, I would have failed. So really, really cool. I think it's the epic support the secret room on Doom Tower hard, but he can be a great support champion everywhere, especially the arena, because he's still got an amazing speed aura lead for arena battles, 23%. Now that's really solid. A lot of people, especially in the mid game, are still leaning on Gorga, champions like Skullcrusher as well as their arena speed lead with the turn meter boost to kick things off as his first move. And then he can come back in and revive everybody if you want to as well. I have lasting gifts, spirit haste, and war master masteries on this champion. Here's another controversial one, perhaps, guys. It's Tyrell. War Master, Master Hexer, sniper ability on him as well. So listen, a lot of people think that Tyrell is trash now or no good. We have champions who have defensive auras like Sandlash Survivor, like Sepulchre Sentinel enter into the game. We have other decreased defense champions, plenty of them, Duck the Pierced and Deacon Armstrong added to the game as well, who have 3-turn cooldowns on their decreased defense. Do not be fooled. Tyrell is still a tremendous champion in this game. First off, he's defense based, easy to keep alive, and he has good multipliers, deals good damage despite being a defense based champion. He's not a nuker, but he can help you out in the damage department more so than a lot of debuffers. Also has the very dependable attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has that independent 50% chance to place the big version of decrease attack on his A1. Getting the decrease attack dependable on an A1 still makes Tyrell, in my mind, change my mind. Argue with me if you want in the comments. I still think he's a great champion. I really do.
Say, will you marry me?
On his A2, he has, again, a 4-turn cooldown, decreased defense. Love to see it. If they're under decreased attack, places a sleep, kind of whatever there, but still, it's a good ability. It's an AoE attack as well. And Preemptive Strike decreases turn meter by 50%. If it fully depletes turn meter, we'll place a stun debuff for 2 turns. Man, this guy's being used in level 25 against the Fire Knight because we have the 50% turn meter decrease, a 2-time hitter on the A1. He's still a champion who's very, very good. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? Aura defense in all battles by 25%, still a great aura to have. Tyrell, sure, there are more options. Doesn't mean that they're all necessarily better, though, inside the game. So, guys, before we jump to the last champion, just want to make a note here that Royal Guard, I do personally think, is a little bit of a victim of power creep in this game, especially the buffs to the boss and stuff like that. So he's not on my list. Not a trash champion, certainly still useful in level 20 dungeons, but, you know, he has taken a little bit of a hit compared to some of these other champions. Last on my list, and again, as I'm scrolling down through these champions here, even that I have, I see a lot of really good ones still, so maybe we'll do a follow-up today's video as well. But I wanted to give a shout out to Senna. Senna has an AoE on the A1, places an extra hit on enemies with less than 50% HP, and then she has 2 really good healing abilities in the rest of her kit, especially Immortality, a great healing ability. She's an old school champion here. Both her and her sister, Skullcrusher, are very, very good still, and because of the buff to Avenging and to Retaliation sets, really fun to put her in either a stun, Retaliation, or again, the Avenging sets, because a counterattack on the A1 when you're potentially hitting 2 times is extremely effective. So I think that Senna now even more than ever is still a great option. So she concludes this list of 10 old school epic champions who still have what it takes. Who is your favorite old school champion who you still lean on heavily? Are there any champions on this list that you just disagree with, that you think kind of suck now? Let me know in the comments below. I know you guys always do. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, and as always, take care, guys.